Hey everyone! Today we're going to talk about something that's frankly essential for any business that wants to stick around: survival. Specifically, we're diving into how you can weather any storm using the International Standard for Resilience, ISO 22301.
So let's just jump right in. Picture this. You show up to work on a Tuesday, and your most important supplier? Gone. Just vanished overnight. Or what if you get that terrifying pop-up on your screen? All your data is locked up by a crypto virus. These aren't just bad dreams, you know. They're real-world scenarios happening right now. The real question is, what would you do?
And here's the thing. Disruption isn't some rare lightning strike event anymore. It's the new normal. It's a constant, shifting threat that's always there. We're talking everything from hackers and cyber attacks to supply chain collapses and, well, we've all seen what a global pandemic can do. No one gets a free pass on this.
So, how in the world do you get ready for something you can't predict? Well, you don't just cross your fingers and hope for the best. You create a playbook, a game plan that lays out exactly how your business is going to keep running when everything goes sideways.
Now, this playbook is all built around one core idea: business continuity. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's your organization's proven ability to keep the lights on, to keep delivering your products and services at a level you've already decided is good enough, even when you're in the middle of a full-blown crisis. See, it's not about preventing the disaster, it's about being able to perform through it.
To actually make that happen, you need a system. That's where a BCMS comes in, a business continuity management system. Think of it as the whole engine. It's the complete process for figuring out what could go wrong, what the impact would be, and then building up the strength, the resilience to handle it.
And the best part? You don't have to invent this wheel yourself. There's a global gold standard for building a top-tier BCMS, and it's called ISO 22301. It's the framework that lays out the best practices agreed upon by experts from all over the world for any company in any industry.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds like a lot of work. So what's the real payoff here? Why should you and your team pour time and energy into building this whole system?
The benefits are actually huge, and they go way beyond just surviving. For starters, you get visible resilience. It's solid proof to your customers that you're not going to flake on them. That, right there, gives you a massive competitive advantage. Because when your competitors are scrambling, you're the one who's still open for business. Of course, you also protect value. You stop those horrible financial hits and protect your hard-earned reputation. And honestly, there's just a simple peace of mind of knowing, hey, we've got a plan.
And this really highlights a fundamental shift in thinking. The old way was called disaster recovery. It was totally reactive. Something bad happens, then you react. And it was almost always just an IT thing. Modern business continuity, the ISO 22301 way, is the total opposite. It's proactive. You plan before anything happens. It's not about recovering servers. It's about recovering the entire business operation. It's not some tech function. It's woven right into your core strategy.
All right, so what does this actually look like in practice? How does it work? Well, the whole system runs on a really simple but powerful loop.
At the very heart of ISO 22301 is this brilliant little concept called the PDCA cycle. It's the engine that powers the entire system. It makes sure that this isn't just a one-and-done project, but a living, breathing process that's always getting better.
The cycle is just 4 simple steps. First, you plan. This is where you figure out what's most important in your business, what could threaten it, and what your goals are. Next, you do. You actually put those plans and procedures into action. Then comes the really critical part. You check. You test everything. You run drills. You measure what works and what doesn't. And finally, you act. Based on what you learn from your tests, you make improvements, which, of course, feeds right back into the next plan. It's like a non-stop fitness routine for your company's resilience.
And what's so great about this is that the entire, sometimes intimidating, ISO 22301 standard maps perfectly onto this simple cycle. All that foundational stuff, like getting leadership on board and doing the initial planning, that's all in the plan stage. Then do, check, and act become your ongoing action loop. It just makes the whole standard feel so much more approachable.
So let's make this real for a second. A huge part of the do stage is defining your objectives. And one of the most critical is your RTO, or Recovery Time Objective. Now, this isn't just corporate jargon. It's the deadline. It's the absolute maximum amount of time you have to get a critical service back online after it goes down.
So I want you to think about your own organization right now.
What's the single most important thing you do, your most critical service? Now, what's its RTO? Can you only be down for a few minutes, a couple of hours, or could you actually survive for a few days? Seriously, just answering that one question is the first real step to building a plan that matters.
Okay, we've covered the what, the why, and the how. So let's wrap this up with your next move, some really clear, practical advice on how you can start building this resilience for yourself.
Let's boil it all down to 4 key takeaways. First off, start with why. Tie your continuity plan directly to your big picture company goals. That's how you get leadership to really care. Second, get everybody involved. Your managers and employees on the ground know how things really work, so use their knowledge. Third, keep your plan simple. A 1,000-page binder that no one ever reads is useless. Make it something people can actually follow in a crisis. And finally, the big one. Test, train, and test again. A plan you haven't tested isn't a plan. It's just a guess.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. In the world we live in now, business continuity isn't a nice-to-have. It's a must-have. It's a core part of any healthy, well-run organization. So you have to ask yourself, is your business really built to last, or is it just waiting for the next disaster to strike? The choice and what you do about it is up to you.